Hello and welcome. My name is Duke and I am sailing Magic. Magic is my lagoon catamaran and I'm circumnavigating the globe. While in Luperon, Dominican Republic, a couple of trips were planned. First was to visit the chocolate factory named Del Oro in Playa Plata. One thing that happened, the GPS kept taking us along the coast at Playa Grande. Along the way we saw a very interesting cemetery. It almost reminded me of New Orleans, the way everything was above ground. Possibly in New Orleans it's for flooding, possibly the same reasons here. The roads on the way, once we got out of town, were actually pretty good. There was nice paved roads. Arrived at the Del Oro chocolate factory. They showed us how the chocolate was refined and how it's blended and smooth. They gave us samples and gave us a nice little lecture and speech on how the nibs, the little parts, were broken out of the cacao bean. You can actually eat the stuff straight from that. It's a little bit nutty tasting, and showed us what one of the cacao trees looks like, and then what they mix in it, which is milk powder, sugar, and cacao liquor is one of the things. They showed us how cacao was grown around the world. An interesting thing is that Dominican Republic, though it's small, is the largest producer of organic chocolate in the world. Many of the other countries will grow more, but not organically. The Pirate's Booty brand is chocolate with a rum flavor. After we finished our samples and buying some stuff, we went to the beach, Long Beach in Plata, and they have an interesting statue of Poseidon out on an island in the middle of that bay. I tried to zoom in on it, but that's as close as I could get. Then hopped into the car to go to the next place. This was the building. It's in the shape of a giant cross laid on the ground. It has a light at the top, a torch light. Now on the right you can see the Popemobile from Pope John Paul II. Through the arms of each part of the building, there's almost like little museums for different ages and different countries. That's worth looking into by itself. There's the Popemobile some more. The bulletproof or bullet-resistant plastic is turning opaque with the sun, but otherwise the Popemobile's in great shape. Christopher Columbus's real name was actually Cristobal Colon. Many people don't realize that. I don't know why the American history books don't give his correct name. Please like and subscribe. It's free and it helps me produce more videos. So this is the tomb of Christopher Columbus. It's just an amazing amount of sculpture and artistic work in it. It's all marble in there. The box in the very center is where his tomb actually is, the grave itself. Each side of the edifice is different, with different sculptures, different engravings. Very beautifully done. I was surprised that the locals would put up this kind of thing for Christopher Columbus. Nowadays, Christopher Columbus is not held in as high esteem as he used to be. When you look at the map of where he went and what he discovered, it's interesting what parts he got right and what parts he got wrong. I'm going to take just a couple of moments to show you some common ways to get your windlass working again when it stops working. Your windlass for lifting your anchor is a very important piece of equipment, but there are times that it's going to stop and you have to get it going again. This is especially important if you're not at a mooring, you're not at a slip, and the only option you have is to anchor. So you can either raise it or lower it by hand or get your windlass going again. The most common occurrence is when you're lifting up your anchor, the chain all falls in one stack. It's called castling. If it reaches the bottom of the windlass will stop working. This has an easy solution. You just open the hatch and shove the chain to the side so it's not touching, and it'll begin working again. The second most common occurrence is when you're lifting up the anchor and the last few feet go in too fast and the chain jams really tight, like it is right now. I mean, that's good that your anchor is not going to bounce around, but it's bad because the windlass won't work. What you need to do is there's usually an auxiliary, and you unscrew the clutch a little bit, and then the chain will pop if that's the cause of it not working. This one is okay, so it's not going to do it at this moment. But anyway, you unscrew the clutch a little bit, you hear a pop, then screw it back in, it should start working. The third most common reason for the windlass to stop working is if the breaker trips. Now, in this boat, the breaker is over here for the windlass, and you just flip it off and flip it back on. This is at the end of the bed, not an uncommon place for it to be on a lagoon catamaran. And these are transfers, electrical transfers, and isolation switches. That's enough for now. Off for the sailor's tradition of a sundowner. Goodbye.